So we have to have a conversation about something not so good that's happening on the, I guess I would call it the online left media, in the online left media world, which is a level of pettiness that at this point should concern every single one of us that actually wants to get some things done and make some progress and maybe not see Democrats completely crushed in the November midterm elections. And what I'm talking about is a very toxic subculture that's taking place among many in the audience of shows like mine, in which there is just a completely counterproductive, self destructive argumentation happening constantly about which show is better, who's a shill, this show's bad, that show's bad, Pac-Man's terrible, this, that, the other thing. And the reason that I sort of came across this is a couple people sent me not over the weekend, over the last few days as I was getting back from my trip, some links to some of subreddit discussions and Discord discussions where my name comes up in the context of, am I one of the good guys or am I one of the bad guys? Why am I terrible? And you can find lots of reasons why I'm terrible, including I'm terrible because my YouTube titles are clickbait, or because I'm not doing enough deep foreign policy analysis, or because, I have a bonus show.
Oh, the bonus show where you want to make money. Everybody else that makes money to fund themselves is bad.
Or whatever. And this stuff is all happening supposedly among people on the left who share like 95% of the same goals. So let's just sort of like start at the middle and work our way out, right? So like, let's take the criticism. My show is bad because I do this type of show and not that type of show. I don't do deep foreign policy analysis. Listen, every show has a different niche and a different goal. The point of this show is to be a popularizer of being informed, of thinking about how political choices impact the world we live in, to be a show that inspires people to actually, at minimum, vote, if not do more, which nearly half the country doesn't do, and to warn people about the horrifying reality of the scourge that is right-wing extremism and reactionary politics and authoritarianism, and to make sure everybody remembers this is not a both sides situation in the United States. We really have one side that is completely out of their mind and another side that's just not quite left enough for me. And those are two very different things. We talk to interesting, smart people from different fields to expose people in the audience to the fact that all of these different fields exist. And if one of them piques your interest, then you can do deep dives into that. Find books, find podcasts to deep dive into any particular topic that interests you. Create a community of like-minded people to come together through the show itself and our Discord and our subreddit and all these different things. And then you can say, well, I really care about education. So in addition to listening to the Pac-Man podcast, I'll listen to podcasts about education, for example, or I care about climate change. So I'll add some climate YouTubers, science, climatologist YouTubers to my subscriptions or whatever. And that is really the point of this particular show. So yes, this is not a show that is exclusively long-form foreign policy analysis. That doesn't mean that this show is any better or any worse than a different show. Now, yes, different shows have different levels of production quality. Different shows have different levels of, experience for the hosts or whatever the case may be. But this sniping thing that I see so many people in my audience and in other audiences engage in about, oh, Sam Cedar's bad because of his view on this one issue, or TYT is good, better than Pac-Man because of this, or Pac-Man show is... This is extraordinarily petty and self-destructive, and the right doesn't do this. The right does a lot of horrible things, which we criticize. But the right just looks at, are these people basically helping our movement, or are they basically hurting our movement? Is this someone who we mostly agree with? And that's kind of the starting point. And unfortunately, I continue to worry that this level of pettiness and sniping on the left is going to be very, very bad for the movement. apply the analogy to books, right? I don't read political memoirs. I didn't read, Obama's book.
Obama.
I didn't read the Kushner book. I didn't read Hillary's book. I just have other things I prefer to read. It doesn't mean that as a genre, the political memoir is bad. I mean, some are bad, some are poorly written. It's a niche and there's a need for it, and that's great. But it would be weird for me to say, well, I think narrative nonfiction is better than political memoirs. How do you even compare those things? And so let's all take a step back. Let's understand who is generally advocating for the right things, the things that we believe in, the things that will improve the country and the world in which we live. And let's not inflict this kind of circular firing squad of self-inflicted damage. It's just very bad. And pettiness is really the best way that I can describe it. Let me know what you think. One of our longtime sponsors is Monk Pack, the keto-friendly granola bars and nut and seed bars. I keep these stocked in my pantry all the time. The texture is great. The sweet, gooey goodness is fantastic, but each bar has only 1 gram of sugar or less, just 2 to 3 net carbs, and under 150 calories. My favorite lately has been sea salt dark chocolate. People know about my love affair with dark chocolate, but you can also get other flavors like caramel sea salt, peanut butter, dark chocolate, and others. Then you've got the Monk Pack granola bars in flavors like coconut cocoa chip, blueberry almond, and honey nut. I don't do keto myself, but they are a great on-the-go snack if you love something sweet and delicious, but without the sugar, which is what I'm going for. They just hit the spot. And if you don't love Monk Pack as much as I do, they'll refund all of your money. Just email them. My audience gets 20% off your first purchase at monkpack.com when you use the coupon code PACMAN at checkout. The link is down below.